Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Disney Plus Wave 4, which is crazy because Wave 3 just came out, which that one was just super late. But this is the Khonshu Build-A-Figure from Moon Knight. This one is going to be kind of a mixture of figures. So in the wave, looking at the Khonshu Build-A-Figure there, in the wave there is Agent Jimmy Woo from WandaVision, Classic Loki from Loki, Zombie Scarlet Witch from What If, He Who Remains from Loki, Howard the Duck from What If, which also has a Scott Lang head from the zombie episode, and then Red Skull from What If. So many What If figures, it kind of drives me crazy, but there are some good What If figures. And actually one figure that it doesn't even mention on here is the Zombie Iron Man, because it does not have a Build-A-Figure piece, so it's kind of crazy that it's not even mentioned. All this stuff that we're getting used to with the plastic-free packaging. But, you know, the plastic-free packaging, you get a digital render of the figure there. Gigantic What If logo there. Some side artwork. We see the Watcher and then some images of the Zombie Scarlet Witch. We get that Watcher logo up at the top there. The back of the package, we just get another digital render and see the accessories that she comes with. The two, like, magic spell effect type things that we see over and over and over again. All the Scarlet Witch figures have it. And then we have a leg for Khonshu for the Build-A-Figure. And this thing's massive. Look how tall this is compared to Scarlet Witch, so you can start to get a feel for how big Khonshu is going to be. So it's pretty wild. So these figures, how everyone's going to say how they don't come out until March of next year. It's just kind of one of those things. So Entertainment Earth has shipped out some figures to some folks. So Atticus582 on Instagram and Twitch was kind enough to send this Scarlet Witch, the Zombie Scarlet Witch, out my way so I can review it for you guys. So make sure to check out Atticus582 on Instagram, link in the video description below. And not only that, I will have a link to his Twitch channel so you can actually follow him on Twitch. So Kellen, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for shipping this out. I'm super excited. It's been a great day for MCU figures, because I also got that Wakanda Forever Black Panther figure, and here we have the Scarlet Witch, and she has a lot more new pieces than I had kind of originally thought. I was thinking, oh man, it's such a lazy repaint, and it kind of still is. I mean, it's a lot of reuse. We just get new jacket, new arms, and a new head. Which is a fair amount, I guess. Even the Zombie Iron Man has some new stuff that I had seen. But the question is this figure accurate to the show? Kind of. Not 100%. It's pretty close, though. It's actually really close. The big difference is she should have had a gigantic gash in her upper right leg. Similar to, I would say, Captain America. Now, here, you know, it goes all the way through on both ends of the Zombie Captain America. They could have just something with a gigantic gash, but they didn't do it. And then the couple of cuts and stuff on her legs, they just painted in that zombie color skin in two spots on the legs, and that's kind of the big difference. But, again, new arms, so that's kind of cool. The head sculpt looks pretty damn crazy. She wasn't in it a whole lot. You know, she was at the end of towards the end of the Marvel Zombies episode. She was at a little bit of the beginning of the season finale when fighting Infinity Ultron. You know, to losing effort, I might add. So it's just weird. I mean, the zombie figures are cool, but they just can't top the Zombie Captain America. They're never going to be able to top this thing, because this thing is so unbelievably good. It's kind of ridiculous, and it's not fair for any other zombie figure, because Hasbro, there's just no way they're going to be able to top it, because they're not going to put in the same love into any of those that they did here. So Zombie Scarlet Witch and Zombie Iron Man are going to be perfect examples of, you know, having to do minimal effort while delivering something that's still actually accurate to the show. But man, it would be crazy to get some other zombies, but this is still by far the best one, and will always be the best one. So let's get in for a closer look at Zombie Scarlet Witch. Okay, so here's an up-close look at the Zombie Scarlet Witch, and this figure is pretty crazy, because look at that insane amount of hair. Like, it's ridiculous, and it's very top-heavy, but surprisingly, she's actually pretty easy to stand up, which is kind of insane, because that is some thick-ass hair, and it is fairly hard plastic going around there, and it's just kind of nuts, but it looks pretty damn awesome. I would say this look is a little bit more inspired from the season finale episode, where her hair is really like out when she's, you know, going up against Infinity Ultron. And again, it's pretty quick. She's not in it a whole lot. Even in the zombies episode, she doesn't have I mean, she plays a huge role in that episode for sure, but she's not in it a whole lot, and it doesn't really show like the gash in her leg in that final episode, so they could kind of get away with it here, I guess. But yeah, it's just crazy. Look at that face. The digital print on it is pretty awesome, looking all zombified and everything. Look at how crazy and stuff it looks. So it's kind of nice. We get some blood scratches on her chest. There, that all looks pretty good. Here we get these magic spell effects that we just get over and over with every Scarlet Witch, which does make sense, I get it. But this is essentially a repaint of the Infinity War, the Civil War Scarlet Witch, and then the Infinity War Scarlet Witch. Again, there are some differences. You can see we have pinless elbows here because they are new arms, because you could see the cuts and everything in there. It's actually sculpted parts there, which actually looks pretty good. Like we actually get like an exposed bone there. That is pretty cool. We get some tatted up, cut up pieces like there on the inner bicep, right here on the forearm, on the shoulder there as well. And then on this arm, we get a cut, big old cut in the jacket sleeve there, and then here at the wrist. Not a whole lot going on in the back, but what's cool is we do get a new jacket, so we actually get a lot of blood splatter. Look at that. That's actually a really nice touch that we get that blood that's included on there, as you can see. I think that was definitely a nice touch of Hasbro to do, and then it's all, you know, tattered up and cut up and stuff. Yeah, but that looks really good. And then the legs, again, extremely minimal effort here. They just painted on that skin tone there as if it were cut, and then one little tiny spot there. And that was it for the rest of the figure, as you can see, just all black going down and everything. Again, really minimal. Really minimal. Nothing really going on in the torso or anything. Oops, as I mess up my lights. And here again to show you guys, it is essentially the same Scarlet Witch figure. It's just, again, the new arms, the new head, and the new jacket, because this jacket looks pretty good. It's all good still, not torn up or anything like that. The hands are the same. You can see her hands are all weird and stuff. So essentially the same Scarlet Witch. You know, there's no real likeness to Elizabeth Olsen, because they don't really need to when it's in zombie form. But again, pretty much the same figure, just slightly different, you know, slightly different paint apps too. On the torso, we get a different red. But again, basically the same figure. But yeah, this thing is pretty crazy. So let's check out her articulation. Okay, so Zombie Scarlet Witch. So her head is on a disc hinge, so she can look down that much. She can look up that much as well, so that is really good. Full rotation, of course, and then she's a zombie, so things like that can kind of happen. You do get some pivot going on in there, but again, the hair is very heavy, so it kind of droops the head back a little bit, so really work that hinge. Oh, man. Yeah, it's kind of like weighing it down quite a bit, but you could still get it really facing outwards. The arm, the shoulder, you can get it to go out that much. You can do a full rotation in there, just mind the hair. Upper biceps will, oh, you know what, not only that is, you know, with the new arms, they stuck with the whole thing of what they're doing now is bicep swivel and double jointed elbow. So, you know, the old Scarlet Witch was all single joints, so that's kind of nice. So upper bicep swivel there, double jointed elbow, pinless double jointed elbow, and the hair, man, the hair is just crazy all in the way. So that much band at the elbow, which is really nice. Their wrist swivel, we do have a hinge, but we get the vertical hinge as opposed to the horizontal hinge on the left hand. Right hand has the standard horizontal hinge there. And then one thing I think I forgot to mention is we actually do get some blood splatter here on the collar of the jacket, which is actually pretty cool. Nice little touch, and a little tattered piece is cut up a little bit there. But we have the diaphragm joint, but it's going to be tough because the jacket just really gets in the way. So in terms of pivot, she could pivot to her left that much. She could pivot to her right that much there. Going back is just going to be difficult because the jacket's really in the way. Coming forward, though, is pretty much non-existent, so kind of what you expect with the female figures. And you get some twist there at that diaphragm cut as well. There's no waist swivel because, again, female figures just don't get waist swivel. She can do the splits that much there. She can kick forward that far, which is not really a whole lot. Leg actually does go back quite a bit. Upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee. These knees do have pins because, again, it is a reuse of that Infinity War, Civil War Scarlet Witch figure, so that much bend at the knee. No boot swivel or anything, but you get the foot with the semi-heeled foot. Hinges down that much. hinge up. You can get it a little bit ankle pivot and peg holes at the bottom of the feet closer to the toe. So my legs the right leg feels a little bit gummy, left leg's not so bad, but again, surprisingly, she can actually stand up pretty well. Even with the hair being insane like that, it's pretty easy to get her to stand and to stay standing, which is kind of amazing. It's actually kind of odd that I can get the zombie Scarlet Witch to actually stand better than the Infinity War Scarlet Witch, and then the Civil War one was probably even worse, even though the same damn figure. But it just works out. But it's kind of nice to see these two together to kind of really see the differences. The arms actually do make a huge difference, which I can really appreciate. Again, it's still a minimal effort put into a zombie character. I mean, new arms, which are great, new jacket, new head. It's a fair amount, sure, but you know, just I'm kind of tired of the what if figures. The zombies, though, might be kind of an exception, but I mean, the zombie Iron Man, I think, was kind of a must at this point. But you know, what other zombie characters can we get? And I'm sure we'll get more because, you know, the season, there will be an animated series, Marvel Zombies. I've heard it's only going to be a 4-episode show. So that'd be pretty cool. And no doubt, with the way Hasbro's doing what if figures, it's kind of insane. And all the Disney Plus shows are doing figures. Disney's going to want to capitalize on all that. So I'm sure we'll get some additional Marvel Zombies characters later to come. But let's see what we have so far, because it's really only 2 zombies. Zombie Iron Man will be another one. I don't have it yet. The Scott Lang will be another one. But there's 2 others that have already been released. So let's check out Scarlet Witch with those 2. Okay, so these are the 3 zombie Marvel Zombies figures that we have so far. Zombie Captain America, Zombie Scarlet Witch, and Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. The Spider-Man was definitely not a necessary one, but it's Spider-Man. Like, give me every single Spider-Man figure we can get. That's cool. Zombie Iron Man, hopefully I'll have soon. My Entertainment Earth order for Zombie Iron Man, He Who Remains, Classic Loki, are actually processing. They're just taking forever to ship. So hopefully I'll have those soon, and I'm getting closer and closer to building Khonshu. The whole single solid case thing has really been irritating lately, that assortment cases seem to come in later than solid cases, which never really used to be the case. There were exceptions, of course, but it used to be assortment cases would always come first. But now, you know, you could expect e-tailers to get a lot of solid cases in earlier, and that's kind of what's going on with Entertainment Earth. You know, Zombie Scarlet Witch, Zombie Iron Man, He Who Remains, and Classic Loki, you know, getting those ones to start. That's just kind of the way we see it. Even Target's taking it a step further and like, well, Planogram will do single solid cases and get a whole case of 8, and everyone's going to come in and see it and just scream peg warmer. Even though, yes, it's likely going to become a peg warmer, but when it just received, it's not really there because they get 8 at one time of the same figure, which is crazy. That's why they always have the clearance and runs into that. I think Target's thinking is like, hey, if we have an actual DCPI for this one single figure instead of an assortment, they can actually order the exact figure they want online and they could do store pickup. And I think that's what Target really focused on, and they did it that way. I'm purely speculating. I don't know. In my opinion, it's a dumb business move. I get the whole, you know, order online, pick up in store, but that's tough, and it just creates clearance and devalues the Marvel Legends, in my opinion. I know a lot of you guys love it when you guys can get cheap figures. That's great, but everyone just screams peg warmer when, you know, all they did was get a case in at a time. So it's just kind of a crazy thing. But anyway, back to the zombies. Hey, Marvel Zombies, we have these 3 so far. Zombie Iron Man will be 4. Can't wait to see what else Hasbro will give us in the future. So again, the Zombie Scarlet Witch. Again, thank you to Atticus582 on Instagram and Twitch. He's checking out a lot of the Marvel video games and stuff on Twitch. So link in the video description below. Give him a follow. Check him out. But awesome figure. I'm so happy to have it. You guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this Zombie Scarlet Witch figure? Is this one that you're picking up and excited for? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys are interested in joining the MCU Collective, hit the join button to become a channel member. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.